Okay, North America. The most ridiculous thing I think I heard all week came from all of those Michael Jordan haters out there. You know, the people that go, he didn't play baseball successful. He didn't play a long enough NBA career. He was a complete failure with the Washington Wizards. I mean, who isn't a failure with the Washington Wizards? And his Charlotte Hornets franchise. Oh, the Charlotte Hornet franchise hasn't won anything with Michael Jordan as its owner in the last 13 years. I guess those people just don't realize what good business is. I mean, $275 million to buy the team just 13 years ago, and then being able to sell it for north of $2 billion. How could you even hate on somebody that did that?
Live and on tape from the heart of Silicon Valley, this is the Disturbance NBA show, hosted by Dave DeVaugh. Now to the host who can't stop talking about hoops, players, coaches, and the good, the bad, and the ugly front office moves that NBA executives continue to make, Dave DeVaugh.
Okay, North America, an entire show dedicated to Michael Jordan today on his recent announcement with Sports Illustrated. I didn't even know that was still around, that he's actually going to go ahead and sell his majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets. As always, this video is probably going to be somewhere between 3.5 and 5 minutes long. If you haven't already subscribed to the show, please go ahead and subscribe to the show. All right, done with the groveling. Let's get on to the topic at hand, which is the people that love to hate on Michael Jordan. Now, these are the people that talk about his career in Major League Baseball or minor league baseball with the Birmingham Barons, the AA affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. The team that, let's face it, gambling probably got him quietly suspended from the NBA, allegedly. And he decided, well, why should I just sit home and play video games when I could actually go do something? I mean, imagine being 9 years into your career and you've had a very successful run. You've had like 3 championships in 9 years in your career, and you're just coming off of that. And you decide to retire and go try something else. You know, for a year, you're going to be hard pressed to be highly successful in that. That being said, Jordan, passed the Mendoza line and batted .201. But the haters love to bring this up. They also love to bring up the last 2 years of his comeback with the Washington Wizards. I said this in the opening, but nobody's won with the Washington Wizards really ever. I mean, Bradley Beal made the financial decision to go ahead and take the Washington Wizards money. Bradley Beal wasn't about trying to win an NBA title, was he? He made a financial decision, decided to take a lot of money and stay with the franchise that, quite frankly, is probably never going to win an NBA championship. During his 2 years with that team, the Washington Wizards, Jordan basically averaged over 20 points a game, which wasn't bad for a guy that no longer had the air in Jordan in his name. The air had been seeped out of his shoes, so to speak. So the haters love to hate on that. Then they love to hate on records that he doesn't have. They love to talk about LeBron James and what a great job LeBron James has because he's been to 8 championships, 8 NBA championships. Of course, he hasn't won all 8. He's won 4 of them. Look, if you grew up in the Bill Russell era and you were really an avid basketball fan, now this is way before you could actually see every game on television. But if you followed Bill Russell and you grew up in that era, I understand if you're going to come up on this show and say that Bill Russell was the greatest basketball player of all time. He won 11 championships. Michael Jordan is somebody I basically grew up with, and he won 6 championships, and for me was by far the best basketball player I've ever actually seen in person. I've said this before. I've seen everything from the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar era to now in terms of all the players that I've seen in person play. Now, if you grew up in the LeBron James era, I totally understand why you would say LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. So I don't understand why these haters have to hate on Michael Jordan the way they do. So when this announcement came out this week, that Michael Jordan had decided to go ahead and sell his stake in the Charlotte Hornets, it was time for him to move on. They all came out and they said, well, baseball was bad. The Washington Wizards were bad. He never could succeed without Phil Jackson or Scottie Pippen on his team. And he certainly didn't do a good job as an owner. They only made it to 2 playoff appearances in his 13 years as an owner. And I have to say this, if you own a business, a sports franchise is a business. And if you buy that business 13 years earlier for $275 million, and when you decide to exit that business just 13 years later, and you can get north of $2 billion, then you have done, my friends, an excellent job running the business. Now, people talk about Jordan and his Nike deal, and he gets north of $130 million a year just from that. If Michael Jordan wanted to act like Shaquille O'Neal, we'd see him doing Papa John's commercials today. Like, when was the last time you saw Michael Jordan do a commercial for McDonald's? When was the last time you saw Michael Jordan doing a commercial for Icy Hot? Is Michael Jordan doing commercials with an animated general who sells insurance? I don't think so. Look, Michael Jordan has done a fantastic job with his brand throughout his career. He was, in my opinion, the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. And in my opinion, the greatest basketball player of the era that I lived in or grew up in. That being said, all of these people that like to come out of the woodwork and try to get some clickbait by hating on Michael Jordan is absolutely ridiculous. Personally, I think you should respect what he accomplished on the court, because if it wasn't for Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and yes, Michael Jordan, we would not have the NBA package that we have today. We would not have the success of the National Basketball Association that allowed LeBron James to have all the success that he's had. All right, North America, that's my take and opinion on this Michael Jordan announcement. Of course, ran a little over, as I almost always do. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that big red button. Do check out our big sports website at disturbance.live. And as always, for the Disturbance NBA show, I'm Dave DeBaugh, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing week.
The Disturbance NBA show is brought to you live and on tape from Silicon Valley and is a production of the Mighty Rip Podcast Network. For more National Basketball Association coverage, check out our big website at disturbance.live.